Cute. So question, Malin. Daily prayers and opening, they like to do the Spanish version because then everybody can follow along. Is that correct? Versus our old book.
I guess.
I guess I'll do it that way.
Zolti, I guess, does that? I don't know exactly.
Yeah. Well, what's her name stepped down?
Lisa.
Lisa.
I don't know whether she was, I can't imagine, does she know Spanish? I mean,
No, but she's the one who just scrolls everything online.
I was kind of under the impression that Zolti did the Spanish. Lisa did the English. But,
Could someone please turn on the sound?
And those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. All sentient beings, limitless as the sky, take refuge in the glorious, kind Lama Vajradhara, the embodiment of the body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times, source of the 84,000 categories of the teaching and Lord of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. until I attain the heart of enlightenment. I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind, progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings.
Sanje Chodai Soje Chonam Lai Chancho Parada Dane Japsen Chen Andage Jenso Jenbe Sonam Chen Rola Pincher Sanje Drupa Shu. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Nam ka dai nyam pe sem chen tam che adewa dai dewe ju dan den bai chu che adong ara dong ai ye ju dan de bai chu che adong ai me pe dewa dam me dewa chu che enye cha da ni da de dong yo la ne bar chu che. Refuge of all sentient beings without exception, divine subjugator of terrifying Maras, together with their hosts of demons, the one who understands all realities without exception exactly as they are, transcendent conqueror, together with your disciples, please come here to this place. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers.
is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. Whatever merit I've gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Okay, and then to page 11. Namo, to the Lama of utterly pure appearance and existence, I offer the fundamental ground of appearance and existence. I supplicate you to thoroughly liberate the 3 realms. Please grant your blessings and overturn the depths of samsara. Sublime Master, wish-fulfilling jewel, crown ornament, the inconceivable, inexpressible mind of the victorious ones, the one endowed with the 5 wisdoms of omniscience, gracious one, the embodiment of love, precious protector of beings, I supplicate you from within the essence of mind. Please grant your blessings from within the innate nature. Please bless me that I may realize the Dharmakaya that is beyond intellect, this primordially unborn, completely pure mind. Transcendent conqueror, the one thus gone, foe destroyer of afflictive emotions, completely perfected Buddha, endowed with logic and virtue, the one gone to bliss, knower of the world, captain, tamer of beings, the unexcelled teacher of gods and men. I respectfully prostrate, completely touching my head to the stainless feet of the unequaled Shakya king. At the time of your birth, leader of 2-legged beings, taking 7 steps on this great earth you proclaimed, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise even then, I prostrate. Possessing a body of complete purity, your sublime form is excellent. An ocean of primordial wisdom, you are like a golden mountain. The one whose renown is evident throughout the 3 worlds, protector of supreme attainment, to you I prostrate. To you who are endowed with the supreme marks, whose face is like an immaculate moon, to you, the one with a complexion like gold, I prostrate. A flawless one such as you among the 3 levels of existence is most exquisite. Unparalleled, omniscient one, to you I prostrate. Supreme among humans, captain of those to be tamed, the one thus gone who severs the all-binding fetters, who with senses pacified is utterly pacified and skilled in peace, to that one, the one who dwelled at Shravasti, I prostrate. Refuge endowed with great compassion, totally omniscient one who indicates the way, ground basis for oceans of merit and qualities, I prostrate to the one thus gone. The pure cause free from attachments, the virtue that liberates from the lower realms, the altogether supreme ultimate truth, to the pacifying Dharma I prostrate. Having been liberated, they also reveal the path to liberation. Thoroughly respectful of the 3 higher trainings, they are a field of sublime qualities. To the Sangha I also prostrate. And to page 9.
Lama Nonze Nanda Ge Lama La Nonze Shen Sun Jopa Kamsa Yondra De Sorwa De Kurwa Tongtu Se Jinje Lo Ye Ye Norva Toge Jam Masa Jome Jarve To Chimbe Ye Ye Ngadan De Zeve Donye Gade Jan Drowa Jumze Rambo Che Dasem Nye Jangane Sorwa De Enjonye Jangande Chenje Lo Samdone Jime Anamda De Juga Dobar Chenje Lo Jon Dende Deshen Yeba Rajamba Yamba Bara Tobe Sanje Reba Dan Shabzen Demba Adevara Yeba Shiden Jemba Jibun Duwa Ankalo Jurwa Lana Meba Lana Menamje Domba Nyami Isha Jarbo Isha De Tema Mebala Angora De Dode Gue Chandalo Kanse Kanye Zo Jodan Se Sajan Dala Kama Duwane Ane Jigdan Dana Choje Son Ande Zenke Pa Jila Chanse Lo Namda Kumai Jode Suzanwa Yeshe Janzo Zerje Lumbo Da Drapa Shiten Sona Lamyewa Agombo Jonye Jila Chanzelo Zenjo Demba Temin Davishe Zendo Dawa Jila Chanzelo Dude Jude Saba Somnanze Nyame Jenjen Jila Chanzelo Menjo Duwa Kalo Junze Jen Kunjora Jinwa Junze Deshe Wangbo Jedan Ye Yelangi Nyeyo Shoba Dela Chanzalo Gombo Duje Jedemba Adam Jen Jembe Dombo
Sodam Yon
Den Janzo Yen Deshen Shela Chanzalo Antabe Dojai Tiwe Jewe Genson Den Doshen Enjeda Tondai Chujorwa Shejoro Chula Chanzelo Archone Tuve Layan Don Lama Dala Radegu Eishenke Tamba Yondenshi Gendu Layan Chanzelo.
to page 15. I prostrate to the youthful Manjusri, to those in the worlds of the 10 directions, however many there are, all the lions among humans who appeared during the 3 times, to all of them without exception, I pay homage with respectful body, speech, and mind. The force of my aspiration prayer for excellent conduct brings all the victorious ones directly to mind. Bowing down with bodies as numerous as atoms in the realms, I prostrate to all the victorious ones. In a single atom there are Buddhas as numerous as atoms, each residing in the midst of their sons and daughters. Like that, I imagine the whole Dharmatatu completely filled with victorious ones. To those with oceans of inexhaustible, praiseworthy qualities, with sounds containing oceans of tones of melodic speech, I express the qualities of all the victorious ones. I praise all the Sugatas. With the finest flowers, the finest garlands, music, ointments, supreme parasols, supreme lamps, and the finest incense, I make offerings to the victorious ones. With the finest cloth, supreme scents, and fine powders equal to Mount Meru, all displayed in supreme and magnificent ways, I make offerings to those victorious ones. With vast and unsurpassable offerings, I venerate all the victorious ones. Through the power of faith and excellent conduct, I prostrate and offer to the victorious ones. Whatever negative actions I have performed with body, speech, and also mind, overpowered by desire, aggression, and stupidity, I confess each and every one of them. I rejoice in everyone's merit, the victorious ones of the 10 directions, the Bodhisattvas, the Pratyeka Buddhas, those in training, those beyond training, and all beings. I request the protectors, the lamps of the worlds of the 10 directions, who passing through the stages of awakening, attain Buddhahood beyond detachment, to turn the unsurpassable Dharma wheel. I supplicate with my palms joined together, those who intend to demonstrate nirvana, to remain for kalpas as numerous as atoms in the realms, for the welfare and happiness of all beings. I dedicate whatever slight virtue is accumulated through prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, and supplicating to enlightenment. Page 16.
No. Back.
Page 14.
Om Baba Jamba Shana Churvala Chaksalo Jinye Soda Chojun Shedana Adesa Yegba Meye Shenge Dage Malu De Da Tamche La Aludang Haye Tave Change O Sampo Chula
Naman Totagi
Ke Jarwa Tamche Yike Mosonde Zengye Dunye Lura Kumaye Jarwa Kula Janse Chakselo Duce Dena Dunye Sangena Sanje Sike Unai Chubada Adetara Chuje Yena Maluba Tamje Jarwa Dage Kamwarmo Deja Kapa Meze Yanzona Ayanje Yanla Janzo Dagunye Yawa Gunye Yondan Rojujeng Dewara Yewa Tamje Dageto Meto Tampan Tingwa Tambadan Asinye Namdan Juba Dongjodan Nyamarame Jodan Dubo Tambaye Yawa Tedalane Jubaraje che ma pur me re ra nyam ba da go ba che kara ba be jo kun ye e ja wa te da la yang cho ba je cho ba kan na la me ja che wa ade da ja wa tham je la yang mo song bo chu la de be do da ge Jarwa guna chante chupai je Endo chai shidaya temo wange ne Elu dai ngatan di shi yi che jang Ande bai da gen je bai chin je bai De dai tam je da ge so so sha Chu chi jarwa gunda san je se Rang jara nam da lo da me lo da Ando wa gun je so na kan la ya De da gun je se ja ye ra Gana chu je je de ro ma da Chang cho ren pa san je ma cha ni Gong bo de da ki tam je la Ko lo la na me pa ko wa ko Nyang da tong kang je te da la Ro wa kun la pen shin de ye che Ge wa chen de du ni shu pa yang Da ge te mo ra ja so wa ge
Jag
Ze wa da chu jen ya ba da Je se ye rang ku shen so wa ye Ge wa shun ze da ge je sa ba Tam je da ge chang ju chen bo mo
to page 16. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Sem che nam che sam pa da lo ye che tra che ta wa che chon de mo de wa yi cho che ko lo ko du so Chi jar bu shao la gu ja ze zhi mi wo zi tou ji jing gu de ma de xie jing wo jie da wa tam ji zai gua gen jian ju jie jie nya min de gong ren jian gu ja ze wu mi ju jie yang jie po zhong de dung song jie gen jie wo让什求个我上同这边，在那面小老去叫车，看到就说东边这边那，这些路马就我公说的，天天东边就见着人别跑，什么都我他们见的也些，那么玩呀了也给到了到那几个，中到他们也给他们。我跟着这个这怎么，他们这个都到给出的。Good morning. Good morning. So we are, we call the Dharma practitioners. So actually, it means, we have to know how to Dharma practice. So I think one hand is maybe Dharma practice, we can say easy, but same time we need to familiar, in the mind. So that is just we not get one day. So really have to practice regularly or so we have right now we can call right now is conditions, we are pretty good, So we have Dharma here, or also we can say we have temple. So basically it's conditions here. But same time, if you're not familiar Dharma or not in a practice, it doesn't matter your conditions always there or not, So also I think the one hand is we call the Udiyana, right? Udiyana, the king, Jarbo Indabodhi, so he received whatever Guya Samaja informants, and then the king and the ministers, royal family, or subject, they practice diligently and sincerely. Practice, they said that all the kingdom, or whatever king or subject, they achieve enlightenment, So conditions there, cause conditions there, and then we practice. Maybe I saying this not difficult to achieve enlightenment. So, same time I said we have maybe conditions here, but we not practice. Then maybe take time, right? I think, of course, everybody, many things we need to do, right? Like we survive, we have eat, food, money, so on. So we can't give up, okay, just every day for all day practice. That's impossible, right? If it is good, then maybe we can achieve enlightenment. But this harder, maybe we can see impossible, but same time, maybe make kind of daily routine, so okay, whatever you're thinking about, okay, I can do like within 24 hours, or I can do practice, 2 hours, or 1 hour, or more. So that, I think, really commitment, So sometimes I think everybody, right? We are practitioners. We know understanding practice important, right? So we I think everybody they wish, want, practice. But same time, we are not commitment or not routine. And then, okay, maybe not today or tomorrow or this, then very hard. So this, I think, really is the kind of routine commitment. I think that is very important. Otherwise, we're not familiar the Dharma practice. They were not familiar, and then no realization at all. So these, and in order to familiar for Dharma practice or realization, it take time, not one day we not get. So that's, I think, and also we, I think everybody, including me, so we have to do million things, okay? Right? So, but we not finish million things, sure. Even though we have life is maybe million years old, but still not finished, okay? But we are, I don't know how long. So then, I think really necessary, you choose, okay? Have to do this, yes. But we cannot do everything, okay? Some give up, Otherwise, I said no time, So you have to choose which is important. So the one is, yes, we survive. That's important. Two, and secondly, is most important in Dharma practice. So that's kind of a balance, maybe, So no different, 2 by 2, So what I call it, two sides. So both is, we survive, living here is important. We have to work, make money, and so on. But same time, is Dharma practice also very important, Temporarily, peace, happy, come from the Dharma, and long run, or we believe, right, reincarnation. So whatever we carrying, Dharma practice. I think we have to familiar, and then also I said that we give up. Naturally, we have to give up too, right? So maybe if younger, there are a lot of plannings, right? Okay. Oh, I have get education, and then this I get job. I have to have married, so like a lot of expectations, naturally, not expectation, but have to have, But now we become older, so this automatically give up, right? Okay, you already done education, you no more school. Okay, that's fine. And then, or maybe some people retirement, maybe no worry about the job. But job is, I said, endless job, okay? Not you have job with pay, maybe you retired, but still you not finished. So this kind of that we call interdependence. So naturally, coming, kind of changing. So same time we are, okay, know what we need more important or want or expecting is more familiar Dharma practice. So then how you familiar? I said daily routine, okay. That's 2 hours I go practice. So put poem somewhere, So actually now it's I think, changing, but in Tibet, right? So Tibet is, I grew up, but not beginning. I was young, there was no Dharma, but later on, we were able to practice Dharma. So, like, yeah, daytime is, take care of animals, work hard. We basically no time. But we take care of animals, put in the fence, whatever. And then I think here, probably same thing, right? So we dinner. So after dinner, probably early, I think not early, but the dinner is just after the dark. So animals take care of everything before the dark. And they finish the dinner, and they practice at least hour or 2 hours. So that's every day. So same way, so I said familiar, we have to have dinner, right? So same thing, we have to have practice. I think that is, very, if that, then we get whatever, realization or familiar. And then also, we are practice here in the center. So we, Tuesday and Thursday. So also I think very difficult to everybody come 1 hour, traffic, it take long time. But maybe just online. Sometimes I said, everybody want to practice, but the distractions or lazy or whatever, we really not practice, right? So if something here, okay, Tuesday night practice or whatever, Thursday night practice. So that is kind of like an excuse, okay? So if you can yourself, that's fine, but also I think enjoyed in the online is good. Also this GNS practice, of course, very important. But then also Achi practice is very important. So like for instance, Dharma Protector, we call Dharma Protector, Achi practice, I think even though just on live, so we are we want many things, right? We are Dharma practice, or even the regular, whatever job we want. But sometimes we not get, So the obstacles, sometimes Dharma practice, there is obstacles. And worldly sense, there is obstacles. So with the practice Achi, and they remove, the obstacles. So I think even though yes, of course, we are ordinary person, we have problems, inner mind problems, the outer, whatever conditions, circumstance, problems. So this is obstacle, Sometimes the obstacle, carrying the obstacles. We have obstacles. So even though I said this, like highest practitioner, like for example, Adhya, right? Adhya. He, Adhya, right? Everybody know Adhya? So the Indian scholar. So most highest scholar, and also this that I think Nalanda University and Kamashila university. So this Wigam, these days I think Wigam Shila University. So most famous scholar. So he has realization, he has education. At the same time, he rely on the data, So like for example, so he invited in Tibet, so he difficult to his decision, okay. So I want, so these two choice, so all the Tibetan kings really invite. So there are many really want, right? They are long story. But also in a Vigamshila University, they don't want to send Tibet because he's most like scholar and most responsibilities. He has most responsibilities. He has like, or take care like 100 temples, I think, within the Vigamshila University. So then he rely on data, okay. So he cannot decide decision, so a yes or no. So both is very important, So in the Tibet is most important because in the Dharma is really start, but this kind of like King Zongzhen Gampo time earlier Dharma, but then this Dharma decrease, and that time is really everybody interesting Dharma, but this Dharma is kind of not really authentic, just some their own thing, not pure Dharma. So this is very important time. So anyway, so then he practiced Dara. So that Dara one day kind of vision, Dara said, okay, if you go to Tibet, it's better. So then he went to Tibet. So that's I say that. So the Dara in the Achi is the inseparable, same thing. So sometimes we wish is I don't know, we kind of or mystics, We want, wish this, that, I want this. But really necessary, but sometimes the real wish, maybe good thing, but we not get. Maybe there are obstacles. So anyway, so I saying this Dara is important, and then the Achi is important, and also, right, so you guys, come here Sunday, pretty good, because we have routine, commitment, okay, Sunday practice, right? Sunday teaching, so the great. Otherwise, maybe if you are not teaching the Sunday, then maybe you go watch the TV, maybe. We watch the TV or somewhere, But not bad, but also good is either, not really good either. So that's, I think, practice, and a particular, I said, we have naturally give up many things. I think that's a good thing. And also, not enough we give up, So then, kind of more familiar practice. So Dharma practice, also we think, I think many people know how to Dharma practice. But this Dharma practice is, okay, one hand is, okay, Buddhism, there are a million things you have to practice, right? But really is that you remember the practice. Familiar, so you can extend that practice, that's okay. A very simple practice, okay. But put in your mind is be there, practice. Okay, so remember, I think that's very important. But otherwise, okay, sometimes, yes, we can, beneficial, we can read instructions or read the sadhanas. But that is not enough. So sometimes, even though, like we said, okay, really, or take refuge, right? That's the moment we remember and the Buddha, Dharma. And then for immeasurables, right? So this we call practicing from mind, body, speech. So even though your recitation, all mother sentient beings, right? But you really sincerely take, you develop, compassion. So if we said all mother sentient beings, right? Okay, even though we say million times all mother sentient beings, but really, it's the you feeling the other, this my mother, but very difficult, right? Even though these days, all mother is, she's good. But how we can, you guys, my mother, maybe. You really love, right? So mother means, yes, not really birth mother. Mother means how kind, So that's if you Dharma practice with, so whatever we say, all mother sentient beings. Maybe, you have to develop tiny bending, okay? Every time, okay? Say the all mother sentient beings. So that is Dharma practice, okay? I said you not become Bodhisattva one day. I say, all Dharma practitioners. So, but you take little bit, even though your size of the hair, you develop, okay? You say one day practice, little more compassion. Means sincerely, real. And the bigger and the bigger and the bigger, then eventually you maybe really become the Bodhisattva. So that's how do we build our practice. Yeah, of course we said, one day become Bodhisattva, then that big day, just one day really practice, but not working, So also I think you, the 37, right? Bodhicitta practice. Yeah. So the teachings, So this is how bodhisattvas, they can't give up on life, can't give up for the sentient beings, right? For the others, give up hands, organs, so on. But they say the beginners, they are most stingy person. So like beginning or looks bodhisattva, no. They said most bodhisattvas or most stinginess, they didn't give anything. Like, even though they can give like penny to others, right? So then sometimes it's sort of like how they practice is sort of like giving, so sort of like kind of visualization, okay. So this mala I cannot give the nyedong, okay, at all. Never thinking about it. But I think, okay, so put here my left hand, I give. They give me, give me, right? So they give me a right hand. So I don't know how many million times or 100,000. And then eventually maybe I can give the mala to someone. Huh? Still really hard, right? So that's why we keep in the mind, okay? Not really like outside rule, okay? So sincerely, okay? Right, so there, I said at the beginning, I really don't want to give anyone. But then, if practice, really I want to give happily, joyfully. Okay, maybe this is someone use, I'm really happy, So then I no longer attached my mala. At the same time, the motivation is really benefit. Maybe he enjoy or whatever he practice dharma, so on. So that I think. So we give up worldly sense, little bit. I said naturally have to give up, but we have to increasing in the develop to more compassion, more practice, and I think very important part is so we become order, right? And naturally, I think more complicated, Right? You guys know? Huh? Right, so if you're young, okay, you are functioning, you can do yourself, I can do myself. No need to rely on others, right? Okay. And you become older, your mind is still the same thing, But you many things rely on others. But same time, you're not satisfied, Because still you're thinking mind is maybe you're young, but physically it's not work, right? So the more complicated, it automatically come. Then you're more worried, more angry, harder. So if we have really Dharma practice, then okay, just mind calm down, okay? They understand, we said, we practice really, so we kind of foretelling the mind, right? So be happy, or maybe now it's the suffering comes, so now I care for, whatever transitions, you be happy, But otherwise, I said, much harder. So also this mind is, this, I don't know, maybe from the Dharma, but they said the really old, and they look like, mind is like baby mind. Right? Baby is easy to cry, right? It is so upset. We think no reason, But similar, there's just very sensitive, become very sensitive. So that's we can prepare, So if you are prepared, then you're okay, You're okay. Now it's whatever aging, now it's coming now. So maybe less control, so yes, you cannot block your difficulties, but you able to accept, conditions naturally comes. So then, maybe able to solution, and you're able to find maybe peace, even though you physically maybe not peace, right? Maybe one day we can walk, I don't know. So, but you mentally is okay, you know. So, physically it's changing every day, but mentally it's kind of inside here. So if you, one day I can walk, happy. If not walk, I'm happy. Okay? So that's we have Dharma practice, you know. Sometimes Dharma practice means only recitation or mani padme hum. That's Dharma practice, but also same time we build up strength in the mind. So that's, I think, Dharma practice. And also we have somebody hearing the screen. We have yesterday, no, last Sunday, we one story. After that, I think another story is the Ajada Satu story. So before the, so we preparing the, hear the story. So do you have some questions? Or?
Yes. Is it possible in the United States, which is very commercial, based on money making, business, selling things, making people interested, advertising to buy new things always on the internet, new things, special and different things, that, and also technology, we were very distracted. We need a new thing on whatever it is. I don't watch much of this, but you guys know, younger people than I. You know, when you scroll and you can't get out of scrolling and you're scrolling for hours and so forth every day. So there's a lot of distraction and a lot of grasping. Both things, distracted and grasping. So, given this culture, is habit forming devalued? Is it difficult for people to see benefit in repetition, staying calm, meditation, doing things over and over and over and over so that you get better by one hair? Because I think that's what we need. I think that's what you're saying. And I think it's a tough sell in the United States. Can you talk about that, please?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. Really, one hand I said, I think challenge, you know, difficulties. But same time, it's challenging for Dharma practice. It's not only this time, like different conditions, but always like that, okay? I said this myself, we take care of animals whole day, right? So one hand is yes, but this whole day job, like almost sometimes day and night, so maybe we time to practice Dharma. So this is another challenge. And yeah, of course, they said everybody, they said Ken is challenging, he take care of politics, computation, these things, he have no time to practice Dharma, and like same thing, ministry, business, so on. They said even the beggar, they want challenges, you know, so maybe they're looking for the food all day. And Dharma practice. So one hand is yes, so always challenge, difficulties, but we, I think, cannot change quickly But same time, is we are in a practice like many people, there may be value, how benefits Dharma practice, right? Because people were looking for actually, or whatever business, whatever, they say really happy, looking for something better, right? Better for now, or better business, better life, better medicine, better health, whatever, better name, money, whatever. So one day I say this, if you really in a practice, everybody, maybe one day value they know, so maybe more interesting people, more practice. So like for example, I think people wish, so these monks, right, they walk, peace walk. So people really enjoy, right? Really appreciate. But this is not really big thing, like organize, I walk, and they advertise. No matter if somebody advertise, people gathering that much, impossible, right? Who's organized? Who pays the money? How much cost? But no, naturally, but people kind of voluntarily how much they respect. So this, I think mentally, like meditation, Dharma practice, even though they're probably not believe the Buddhism, I think, but same time, they really wanted peace and happy. So now, little bit, means the understanding. So the future, so including us, so slowly, not only this life or names or wealth, but kind of I said, we need, of course, people want to name, people want to money, but so then maybe understanding that's really give happy or not, So then maybe, I get, even though get names, they're not happy. I think that I heard sometimes this most famous richest or person or political person, they said not happy themselves. Of course, they have power, money, maybe really happy, but no, much more than suffering us. So anyway, that's we don't know. But I think the slowly maybe come back, but if not, then we own responsibilities change, so which is important.
I have a question, Drupon. So, during the holidays, my practice was really good, and then the holidays
You say
came.
holidays?
Yeah, the holidays came, and then I got lazy during the holidays because I had all my company and, my family come from out of state. And I felt like it was so hard to get back to the daily practice and then to do the Nundro, but then I thought of Ali and Lincoln. They told me before, just do it 1 hour a day to get the retreat days done. So I started a couple weeks ago doing that. But it was really, really hard once you break your habit of doing your daily meditations and then doing your retreat days, because I was doing good with my retreat days. And then family came and it just threw me off. But I know once you break your habit, it's hard to get back into the habit.
Right. Yeah, so this is, you're right. So you really routine practice. Then easier. There you also understanding how benefits, how value. So this kind of mind can establish, better and better. So So that's very important. I said your commitment, daily routine I have practiced for this hour or 2 hours or this time, or I think very important. Otherwise, you like have practice and then stop. So then, like for example, we can walk toward one step and back one step, and maybe you same spot there. You seems to be walk a lot, but still maybe same spot. So I think really, and also this Dharma practice, okay. Yeah, you're right. So this challenging, difficult, but in the same, so kind of human beings really strange too, Actually, they kind of really important, even though really important worldly things, they don't interest me much, But really unnecessary things, just you can go into, right? So no need to be diligent, and no effort, no schedule, go there. That's just, I don't know, human beings, right? I think mostly. We say, oh, no time. Okay, yeah, no time. Then you can really thinking about your time. But then you waste the time, no cares. Yeah. You looks like you a lot of time. You have to time past, But they're kind of human beings, nature. But also I think your question is, if really enough the Dharma practice, right, then you get the, or I don't know, we call realization or familiar. They're really into, you enjoy, right? So because it looks like fruit, so you have necessary your practice, But if you not get there, then I said sort of like joy. But also I think as human beings, good thing is kind of like a hesitation, and bad things maybe into. That's, I think sometimes human beings do that. So okay, so who's hearing the text? Okay, that's one. Okay, you have some questions? Okay.
This is just sort of helpful for me, and I guess maybe it might help others. I think that the teachings are so vast, and there's so much that you can learn. Is it helpful to just focus on maybe one of the teachings or one of the smaller teachings in your sadhana, in your daily practice, and then you just kind of master that one sadhana and that one practice, right? Because with a practice like this, it almost seems overwhelming. There's so much information and so many teachings. So is it just helpful to just focus on one or integrate that into other practices that you may already have? Like for myself, I already have a daily meditation and sadhana practice. And I'm finding that these practices are very beautiful and open up the intellect and the just the mind in a way that brings so much peace and joy. If I just focus on that one practice, that might be Om Mani Padme Om, or it might be anything else that I've sort of like learned from here. But is that helpful to integrate that into maybe other practices that you might already be exposed to, especially in the West here, where there's so many different levels of diversity, to get to that same place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is really good. So, we have, like you said, many practice, a lot of teachings. So, like teachings, helpful, many angles you go, but put into practice is really one thing, just simple thing. Simple thing means not really simple. If you focus, whatever you say practice, you say Om Mani Padme Om, whatever, That's really good. So we cannot, we can say, okay, teachings, millions things. We say that's okay, we can get education, But same time, we cannot practice million times at the same time. So impossible. So you're right. So practice is just one, whatever you want. So that is really good, So perfect. Okay. So now story is here. Someone want to read this one?
Okay. The story of Ajatasattu. Ajatasattu was the son of King Bimbisara and also became the closest friend of Devadatta. Because they were close friends.
Okay, so maybe we can say, who is Devadatta? Okay. Everybody knows? With Tibet, is Devadatta is very popular, but I don't know here, we not much. Actually, very important, so we, the history in the Buddha, we have to, very important, we know, so otherwise we also not much teaching the Buddha, so that different, like other scholars' teachings from Tibet, India, but we not much mentioned in the Buddha himself and the Buddha's during Buddha time. So I think important. So yes, so Buddha's cousin, yeah. He's actually the troublemaker, okay? So these human beings, right? So actually he's very, very smart. He able to memorize like one volume a day. So that's, because that's why he kind of pride himself. The only problem is he no realization. But otherwise just kind of similar to Buddha, he can talk the order, he knows the Dharma order memorize. And then he doing is just, like for example, one day, okay, become, so also with Buddha all the time. So then, so like today, 100 monks, 100 people become monk, right, from the Buddha. So then he jumped up, or he become monk, then he teach them, okay? So the younger monks, oh, he's perfect, he's very smart, he's this. And the younger monks, not familiar Buddha, he took the whatever refuge, took the order from the Buddha, but Devadatta teaches, this and that, so he's just, and then he's grew up already. And then people respect to the Devadatta, and then kind of turn around the Buddha, So, okay, so Devadatta.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Because they were close friends, Ajatasattu, influenced by Devadatta, developed a twisted intention to kill his own father.
All right, so then not only that. So Devadatta very smart, and then he goes to all the Buddha sponsored, talk to them, and all the areas kings, so talk to them, he teach to the Buddha. So Buddha is cannot, just, because Buddha is just perfect, so not really he not concerning worldly sense, so he's become famous or not famous, whatever, just he general public, he teach. but not going to individual person, or rich people, or sponsored, or kings. But Devadatta is just always goes to who is famous person, who is king, who is benefactor. So then they talk and this and that. So that's why problem is. Okay.
One night, Ajatasattu concealed a long knife against his thigh and entered King Bimbisara's bedchamber, but the guard seized and arrested him.
Right. So then also this Devadatta saying too that this Ajatasattu. So they said, "Oh, you never become king, and this is because he's this King Bimbisara, right? Bimbisara is the most benefactor Buddha, and he already arhat. So if you kill your father, otherwise you never become king. Maybe he's just, or he maybe not die because he's arhat. So, so then the reason is the most benefactor for Buddha, this king. So he actually, he sort of like, interesting. So here, right, well, somebody passed. So same thing, he's just, the King Bimbisara, he after I died, the half kingdom they give to the Buddha. So then the Devadatta said, "Oh, that's wrong, this wrong, that's wrong." Yeah.
Because of this incident, King Bimbisara thought, "I have ruled the kingdom for a long time now. If I step down from the throne and enthrone my son Ajatasattu, he will be able to govern the kingdom righteously and surely will realize the error of his ways."
Right, so Bimbisara, how compassion, He tried to kill him, but then should be he just put the jail, right, these days. He killed me, So, but he didn't, okay. So now I am just king, so maybe just give to the, position to the son. Son is his enemy.
After that, I shall grow old and spend my remaining life in Dharma practice. Rather than punishing Ajatasattu for his crime and evil intention, he enthroned him as king. After Ajatasattu was enthroned, King Ajatasattu repaid his father's kindness with betrayal. He imprisoned his father in a dungeon that was dark and cold. King Bimbisara and all the people of the land were shocked and horrified. King Ajatasattu forbade anyone except his mother, the queen, from visiting his father, King Bimbisara, and moreover issued a decree that no food should be brought to him so that his father would starve to death. However, the queen, who was devoted to King Bimbisara, secretly hid food under his garments and brought it to him, so he survived for a long time. Later, when Ajatasattu discovered what his mother was secretly doing, he prohibited that as well. The king then hid food in the knots of her hair and brought it. But when he learned of this too, he strictly forbade it. Finally, the queen, after bathing her body, mixed honey, grain butter, melted butter, sugar, and other substances together, smeared them on her body, and had King Bimbisara lick it off, so he was able to continue surviving. Unfortunately, King Ajatasattu also learned of this and then forbade his mother, the queen, from visiting King Bimbisara at all. Now King Bimbisara had no choice but to die. King Ajatasattu, still not satisfied with his own methods, summoned a barber before him and ordered, "Go to King Bimbisara's dungeon. With your razor, flay the skin from the soles of his feet and torture him slowly until he dies." When King Bimbisara saw the barber, tears of joy streamed down his cheeks as he thought, "My son Ajatasattu has recognized the error of his previous ways and has sent a barber to shave my hair and beard before releasing me from prison." But contrary to his thoughts, the barber brought 2 soldier assistants and carried out exactly what King Ajatasattu had ordered. Not only did King Ajatasattu commit the heinous crime of killing his own father, he also contributed to creating a schism in the Sangha. He was recruited by Devadatta, who was presenting himself as a spiritual teacher and trying to form a new sect in the monastic order, in opposition to the Buddha. In their efforts to harm the Buddha, Ajusatru caused him to draw blood, which is also one of the 5 acts of immediate consequence. In addition to that, in the course of this division and conflict they created among the Sangha, Ajusatru ended up killing a nun who had attained arhatship, named complexion like an Utpala flower. Killing an arhat is also one of the 5 acts of immediate consequence. It was just around the time when King Ajusatru had given orders to the barber to brutally torture his father, King Bimbisara, that he had heard the news his wife had given birth to a son. As he had now become the father of a child, he was filled with immense joy. He rushed to his mother and the queen and asked her urgently, "Mother, don't hide anything from me. Please tell me quickly. Did my father love me the way I love my own son?" The queen, at first not believing Ajusatru's question, turned to face him. With sorrowful eyes, she gazed at him intently and said in a low voice, "Ajusatru, what are you saying? If you are asking whether your father loved you, listen well and I will tell you. Long ago, when you were in my womb, I became ill and was very weak. Your father was deeply concerned, worried you might also be harmed. So for your sake, he joyfully and willingly, he cut the flesh of his own hand with a knife and let me drink his blood. Furthermore, the astrologer we consulted prior to your birth had the power of prophecy and clairvoyance. He prophesied that in turn, in the future, because of previous karma, you would become your father's enemy. When I tried to abort you, your father prevented it. Moreover, though he knew you would kill him in the future after you were born, I tried to find a way to send you off far away, but again your father prevented it, wanting to keep you near and raise you as his cherished son. Did all of this not arise from the love he had for you? Look, don't you see the scar on your thumb? That is the scar from a boil you had when you were a small child. At that time, you were in unbearable pain and cried so loudly that no one could get you to sleep. When your father heard of this situation, he set aside the great responsibilities of the kingdom and quickly came to see you. He gently took you into his lap and sucked on the boil with his mouth until it burst. O Ajusatru, your father out of love and compassion sucked out your pus and blood with his own mouth. So for what reason do you say your father didn't love you? Ajusatru, tell me, could you nurture your own son with the same love and compassion that your father showed in raising you? Then why did you have to kill your own father? When King Ajusatru heard this account, his eyes filled with tears. He commanded the guards, "Run, run, release my father from prison before he dies." But not a single guard went. So he shouted loudly again, "I am giving you an order. My father must be released from prison before he dies." At that moment, his advisor and minister arrived and said gently and slowly, "Great and glorious king, your father passed away this morning." King Ajusatru fell to his knees and cried out loudly in grief and lamentation, weeping, "O father, I beg your forgiveness, please forgive me," and uttered countless such words of remorse. After King Ajusatru became a father himself, he recognized how his own father had loved him, and he became overwhelmed with remorse and despair. He was completely consumed.
Papa, no habla.
No habla, no más. He was completely consumed by shame and regret, and it occupied his thoughts day and night. He sought out every spiritual teacher and rishi throughout the land, searching far and wide, hoping that someone could give him some method, some way to purify his immense accumulation of negativity and bring him some relief. No one was able to help him much at all until finally he was in the presence of a great doctor who was learned in the 5 greater and the 5 lesser sciences. The doctor advised Ajusatru to seek the guidance of the Buddha. He told him the Buddha most certainly had a method to alleviate his unbearable suffering. Ajusatru replied to this suggestion saying, "The Buddha is supremely exalted and surrounded by many arhats and noble beings, but I am the worst of the worst, destined for hell. Furthermore, how would the Buddha ever receive me after I have done harm to him and his teachings, and after all the unspeakable evil I have committed in my life?" The doctor replied, "No, no, do not despair. You mustn't think that way. The Buddha has immeasurable and impartial love and compassion for all beings. He does not discriminate at all. but treats everyone equally. For example, he keeps company with the most noble of erudite scholars versed in Dharma, such as Shariputra, but he also keeps company with the dull and uneducated, such as the fool known as Lamchung. He regards everyone with equanimity. He gives equal opportunity for alms offering to the wealthy king, Prasanajit, and the humble beggar whom Basida graciously received their offerings with equal regard and returned their generosity by expounding the Dharma. He has the same even attitude towards his son Rahula, who is deeply devoted with great love and faith for the Buddha, and Devadatta, who is always scheming and finding every possible way to harm and discredit him. Hearing this, Ajusatra believed it and decided to seek an audience with the Buddha. He traveled together with his entire retinue, and feeling ashamed, he was doubtful the Buddha would receive him. But the Buddha received him with open arms and gave teachings to Ajusatru and his entire retinue. In the presence of an immense assembly, including the Buddha's disciples, human and non-human, the Buddha addressed Ajusatru as great king. Ajusatru was in disbelief and looked around to see if perhaps there was someone else, some other king the Buddha could be referring to. He thought, how could he possibly be referring to me as great king? The Buddha did this 3 times. The first 2 times, Ajusatru thought it must be someone else he was referring to, but on the 3rd time, the Buddha said, "Great King Ajusatru." The king was so moved and overwhelmed with the Buddha's love that he fainted, becoming unconscious. When he came to, King Ajusatru, scroll please, prostrated and asked the Buddha, on what basis do beings engage and perform evil deeds? In the sutra, Ajusatru's remorse, the Buddha explains to Ajusatru that what causes beings to engage in and perform evil deeds is fundamentally a mistaken belief in a truly existent self. The transitory collection is taken to hold an identity, and from this grows the root of ignorance, the mind of self-grasping, from which all the other afflicted mind states arise. From that, beings engage in negativity with body, speech, and mind, creating negative karma and suffering the consequences. Ajusatru confessed his torment, saying, "Under the influence of evil companions and due to my pride because of my dominion and wealth, I intentionally murdered my father along with other terrible, heinous deeds. I cannot eliminate my doubt, whether eating, drinking, playing, or alone, day and night, I cannot eliminate it. I have lost all taste for food, I cannot sleep, all my splendor is gone. I live in constant terror, thinking that after this life I will become a hell being." The Buddha told him, "There is no negative deed that is too big to be purified through confession and repair. The negativities and wrongdoings created by oneself can likewise be confessed and purified by oneself."
Okay, thank you, Demi. So that's, I think, how's the story? Huh? How good story?
Oh, sorry, I was saying that it's never too late to make a U-turn.
Right, definitely. Yeah, but so one thing is, I think main point is, if you practice Dharma, you're able to purify the karma, no matter. So this is, I think, 5, examples, right? We, last Sunday, we did, what is the, Nanda. I think Nanda is light. But this is, I don't know, maybe second. But there are 4, they give the 4 stories able to purifying the karma. So even though he did actually 5 like heinous crime, he harmed to Buddha, he killed the father, he killed the Arhat, and he divided the Sangha. But if you do the practice, he able to purify because I think at the end of the story they said he become Arhat. But not only that, so I think Buddha passed away. So I think short after Buddha passed away, and then they what called this maybe conference?
First council.
Huh?
First council.
Okay. I think, yeah. So what means council? What?
The Arhats got together to decide what teachings were going to be focused upon. And so they decided who was allowed to be part of the council had to be Arhats.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is.
No, it's, compiling the Buddhist teaching.
Right, yeah. So before it's just this Buddha teaching, then the practice, then become Arhat, they never forget, Buddha's teaching. So, and also something during Buddha time, the questions or asked directly to Buddha, so then no longer Buddha there, and then or scholars or Arhat gathering together, and then the discussion, so we not forget, okay, so what the Buddha's teaching, so can't refresh or rememorize. So that time is, I think the sponsored, this king, Ajasadu. So, right, so then, yes, they can purifying the karma. So then also, I think they show to us, so begins, everyone is not perfect, okay? There are mistakes, there are non-virtues. So then, secondly, it can change. You say turn around, right? You turn. Yeah, you turn. You can. Before we don't know, you're going to wrong direction, So maybe somebody give a GPS, said, okay, you go this way, Maybe you're far away, and then said, no, maybe another. GPS said, no, you are wrong way. So same thing, you can change, So same thing, just our mind. So that's why I said this morning, we are Dharma practice. We are not beginning, not practitioners. We don't have not realizations. So now we listening Dharma, How is cause of effect, cause of karma, how important, love and compassion. And then, so we practice, liquor by liter, and then we can on the right track, right path. So same way, how has he compassion, right? He has compassion, but he's the wrong messenger or wrong instruction from the Devadatta. So he just 100% misunderstand. He's my father's truly enemy, So he think about never ever, love to the son because of the Devadatta. He tried to as much as possible punish. He did, right? He did. So how much they punish the father? Still, he not satisfied, So because the kind of Devadatta, put. But I saying this, how he has compassion. So then the mother told to him, so then just really right direction, So that's, I saying this, I think they can change. So, and they're able to can purifying. And also everybody mistakes, but able to can purifying. So also this, they're showing to us, no one's no mistakes. So do you have some questions or comments?
Drupon, John Allen has a question.
Okay.
Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you, Lincoln. Hey, Drupon. Yeah, I was thinking just also similarly about in our lineage, Milarepa, who used artificial weather modification with black magic to engage in mass murder, and found redemption as well as another illustrative, I think, kind of story that he was murdering half of his family and still was able to achieve liberation. Mahamudra.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. So this, the Milarepa story is this, the one time, so this later, not previous his life. Later on, the Milarepa disciples, talk to Milarepa, or maybe question to Milarepa. So then they said, oh, you, Milarepa, you are really, really special. So you have realization and your teachings. You must be like or bodhisattvas or Buddhas, the emanation, Who is your kind of emanation, so Buddha. Or emanation, Buddhas or bodhisattvas. So as to Milarepa, you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the Milarepa said, he said, you are really wrong view, If you see me like Buddha, that's called okay, but I am no way to emanation of Buddha or Bodhisattvas. I am like a ordinary, much worse than like ordinary person. So because I did create tremendous negativities, so if you have not practiced, no way to emanation, we're not talking about emanation, I going to hell, definitely. So, but that's why I really diligently practice. Sincerely, day and night I practice and practice. So now I'm okay, So he said, now I'm okay. So that's the same thing, yeah, right? I think same thing. This, I think next, I think we not complete, finish the Angulimala. You know, right? Everybody Angulimala.
Finger mala.
So another guy. So we said 4 guys, right? We finished the 2, and then we not finished the 2. So one is still confusing a little bit, but what he did. But Angulimala is very clear. So. Yeah, right. So that's same thing. I think that's the same way, not exactly, Malarepa, but I think a lot of stories in the Dharma practitioners, like hunters, thieves, robbers, so they are chimlatimen, so. Okay.
So I'm kind of interested in Devadatta. How do you construe his emotions? Was he primarily jealous of Buddha?
What's it?
Was he jealous?
Oh, right, okay.
Jealous of Buddha's fame and notoriety and realization, and so he was kind of trying to be like the Buddha himself, which indicates in some way he was jealous like this. But I don't know the end of the story, or is the end of the story known, what happened to Devadatta? And is there any thing to be learned by what happened to him?
Right.
Or is there an end to that story? I just don't know it.
Somebody know Devadatta end of love story? What happens?
Everyone around the Buddha becomes an arhat eventually.
I'm not sure Devadatta. Yes, I think this. I think this sort of like the begins, So even though Buddha is not become, become Buddha, but in the kingdom, So the Buddha already become king, Trauman. But Devadatta is maybe, if Buddha is not become Buddha, probably difficulty to become king, Devadatta. So kind of I think the start, so Devadatta knows he never become king. So because that is the Buddha has the son, right, Rahula. So even though he not become Buddha, and then maybe after that he become king and his son, so on. So I think they start like that. But then Buddha become Buddha, and then it's like all that become, or monks, whatever. Entire kingdom, the ministers, officials, queens, mother, Buddha's mother, and cousins, brothers, everybody like become monk. Sort of like different, realm, so before kingdom, but then secondly, so then the Buddha has become very popular for India and the thousands, followers. But same time, he just keep going jealousy, And then also he's very smart too. So very smart, and then he jealous. They said every single thing he make obstacles for Buddha. Whatever like daily practice, But today's Buddha, he can make difficulties. So actually, this called Dharma rope, right? Dharma rope. This Chugu, right? Chugu and Namjar. They have English name, two different names. One is many pieces, one is like less pieces. They call Namjar, right?
Yeah, the robe of patches.
Yeah, but patch is both, right? The more patches.
Yeah.
So that is the more blessing than any the Buddha activities. So that time is Buddha sewing this the Dharma off. So then Buddha this Devadatta look. So he make the pieces like. I think this another Dharma rope is the 3 times 7, I think 21 pages. And then another one is maybe, I don't know, the Namja is more than that. So the double, I think triple. So anyway, maybe 50 pieces or whatever. So he cutting. So then the Buddha, Devadatta look, oh, today is really Buddha is the confusing, Maybe no need to make obstacles. So he just confusing, he tried to sewing something, but he just make the pieces like same, right, square pieces, so he many make the pieces. So he just, that time, or that day, the Devadatta live long the Buddha. So there no, make obstacles for Buddha. So anyway, so, I think that you said your question is the end of the life. I think one story, I think sort of two stories, maybe two different stories. But he regret end of the life. Devadatta, right? So some story, he end of life see the Buddha, he liberated. Or some story said he regret, he message to the Buddha, or like confession to Buddha. And then he born in Holy Ghost. So Buddha blessing, he liberated. So that's end of life, Devadatta.
Drupon, in both Manjushri and this story, I see the power of ignorance. Like basically they didn't know and they didn't have compassion, but then they also acted out on that ignorance. And it wasn't until they realized what the teaching truly is about love and compassion that they had a change of heart. But to me, it kind of highlights how powerful ignorance can be, especially when you act on it.
Mm-hmm. What's that, Manjushri?
Yes.
No,
No,
what's
we're
that?
not,
Manjushri, no compassion?
Milarepa, I'm sorry, Milarepa. Milarepa, and in this story, they didn't know, right, about love and compassion. And it wasn't, they acted out on their impulses to get revenge or their anger because they didn't know love and compassion. They didn't have the teachings then. It wasn't until later when they realized the gravity of their mistakes. So that's why I'm saying, like, ignorance can be really powerful, especially if you act on it. So I think that's like where you get, like, sometimes you have to pause when you're angry because you might not know everything.
I think Milarepa has the really compassion beginning.
He had compassion when he destroyed the whole village?
Yeah, before.
Yeah, he had ignorance then, yeah? He didn't know, he didn't understand yet.
Okay, you know story, this why he destroyed this village?
Because they were bullying him. Because they were bullying him and his mother.
Right, so why you listening to mother?
Loyalty to his mom? Or he just didn't know any better. He didn't know any better.
No, okay, no, I think you can look up at the explanation, begins.
In some capacity, maybe black magic murder wasn't necessarily the right reaction, but he did have compassion for the mistreatment of his mother. So is that somehow like he had compassion, but the action wasn't appropriate?
Right, so this, I think, Milarepa is compassion, is his commitment. What he says, he do. Okay, the start comes from, this how difficult the mother, right? Mother, father, the uncle, aunt. Are you familiar with those stories? Okay, very, very difficult. Oh yeah, you can say Lincoln-san?
The uncle stole the money when the husband died. And then they were poor, no money. The sister had to go out, I think, I forget what her story was, but many things happened to them after the husband died. And they used to be high status with a lot of wealth, and then they lost everything because the uncle stole everything in their family. And so they were homeless, and the mother was angry, told them to basically get revenge, those kinds of things. I know I'm confusing some things.
Right, okay, so we not much time, maybe next time, but yeah. So, yes, I think maybe this, long story, but very difficult time. So I think that area is sort of like he's the leader, the Milarepa's father is leader of this area, one area. So then the Milarepa father, he knows he passed away, so this only has the uncle. So uncle invite him, so please, that time already has his two children, one son and daughter. So that's very, very young. So then the Milarepa father said to the uncle, please, can you take care of my position? I think he's very rich, everything. And then one day, meantime, you take care these old positions because the children cannot take care, right? But one day, the grow, my son, then please return everything to the Milarepa. I think his name is that time is Tobaga. So, so then the father passed away. They took everything, nothing left, nothing, zero. And then, like long punishment, work day and night, and so on. And then, one day means he's, I think, I don't remember exactly, he's maybe 60, I think, Milarepa, 60 years old. So then, something this Milarepa's mother has some turquoise or, this gemstone, kind of, he keep, her. So he sold them and then invite all the local people. Okay,
Turquoise.
so now,
Turquoise.
yeah, turquoise, right? Yeah. And then sort of like everybody gathering together, and then this, okay, thank you, my uncle and aunt. So now is the Milarepa had write down letter, you know. So he read the letter. Okay, now it's Milarepa's grow, enough grow, you know. Please give me their positions. So then, so Milarepa's father passed away, but aunt and uncle is the leader, that's local leader. So their uncle and aunt is very, very angry. That's just no way. Just you don't have anything, positions, zero. But I take care, you didn't, you know, give the food, you know. So they're beating them. So that story, very hard, his life, I think, mother, is tremendous, this long, long story. But then, their mother is very, very sad. And then, so there he's something in the cooking. And then he hearing the really nice song, you know, saying the song. So mother is very, very upset, you know. Well, right, that's, I think, the story. So then said that, uncle said, okay, I no longer help you, but you can do whatever you want, you know, do something, you know, you make a war with me, that's fine. Or if you, war with me. Or you just, what is black magic, right? Magic, whatever. You harm me, whatever you want, you know. So uncle said to the Milarepa's mom. So then we back to story. So then this Milarepa mother thinking, oh, who is saying the song sort of like my son's voice, you know. So then he's look outside. It is her son. He's really upset. Why we had tremendous suffering? He's still saying the song, like so. He's really, you know, jump out, try to beating the Milarepa. You know, so why you doing? We had most, you know, difficulties, suffering is in the world. You know, why you saying the song? So then Milarepa said, okay, Mom, I love you. Whatever you said, I do. So that's his promise. So then Mom said, okay, we know the war with this aunt and uncle, we know money, no people, but you can do your black magic. I can prepare something. So they sent to the black magic. So that start. So that looks like compassion, or look like love the mom. I don't know. He's then he start. So the black magic. Okay. But there they want to together. So then same time, so then this, I think that time is the Central Tibet and the West Tibet. So this very famous like Dharma, black magic, whatever in the Central Tibet is like popular. And then they're like young, I think, I don't know, 10 young guys going to the study black magic, whatever Dharma, and going to start Central Tibet, the mom sent with them. So then this sort of black magic, but that time it's not really teaching the black magic, sort of like Likaba teach. But then say, okay, you go home, you can practice, then you can, you know, one day you can do whatever. But then they did all the student left, so then Milarepa's son, and then he didn't go back. Well, right, this mom said, if you not sign, you not, what this, you can not sign. you know power or
Signs of power?
yeah, signs of the power, you come back home. So that's I die if and you, the mom said. So we thought you had no power. So then Milarepa worried, so I don't have anything signed. So then he begged to another Lama. So this situation, everything. So then, actually that time is not allowed to teach the black magic, actually. Sort of like business thing, okay, teach this, that, popular, but not really teaching at all. And then the Lama said, you look very true, but still I doubt. So then another Lama's disciple sent to the Milarepa's village. So whatever Milarepa said, exactly same situation. And then come back, then this Milarepa disciple, yeah, this same Milarepa said too. So then he teach. There are two the categories of teaching. One is that we call hairstone, and one is the black magic. He can fly.
That's an airboat.
Okay, so I think we get dedication is good now.
Page 24.
But this machine is kind of very loud and very dusty. What is airboat?
By the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Drupon Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. And then to page 19. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Chahang Chu Sem Cho Rinpoche Ma Ke Papanam Ke Kyurje Ke Banyam Pa Me Bayang Gong Ni Gong Du Pelvar Sho Chahang Chu Sem Cho Rinpoche Ma Ke Panam Ke Gyurje Ke Panyam Pa Me Payam Gong Ni Gong Du Pelvar Sho.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Next Saturday is Losar celebrations, starting at 10 o'clock here, and also online.